Getting 4,000 hours of watch time might seem very overwhelming and out of reach. So in this video, I'm going to share 4 methods that you can use to hit those 4,000 hours of watch time much faster. And I promise that some of these methods you have never heard about before. These are the same methods that I have personally used to scale several of my own YouTube channels to reach the monetization requirements. And one of these channels is now nearing 1 million subscribers. So I have done this a couple of times now. So without further ado, let's get into number 1. So the first method I want to share with you is actually mastering the fundamentals and really learning the game of YouTube. And before you click away, I know that's not why you're here. You're probably here to get all the small hacks that doesn't require you to do any more work. And don't worry, we are going to cover those later on in this video. But I can't get myself to publish a video like this without really underlining the fact that where you're going to get the best bang for your buck is definitely by focusing and really dialing in the fundamentals. And that means you need to focus on your viewer retention. Because if you can't even get people to watch your video, then how do you expect to get 4,000 hours of watch time? You can't really. So retention is one of the most important things. So make sure you have a really strong hook that draws in the viewer. Make sure you focus on the storytelling and the pacing of your video, and really make sure that your video is compelling to watch. And then you also need a really good thumbnail that gets people to want to click on your video. Because it doesn't really matter that you have really good retention if you can't even get people to watch your video in the first place. So make sure you have a really good CTR. And then some of the fundamentals that's really underrated is focusing and spending more time on your topics and titles. Because you might have really good retention and a really good thumbnail, but if you're talking about a topic that doesn't really have any demand whatsoever, and you can't really package your content well with a really good title, then you still won't get the click. So I know you don't like to hear this, but by far what's going to improve your watch time the most is focusing on those 3 basic things. So start by really dialing in your retention, your thumbnails, your topics and titles, and then you need to be consistent and really get the volume in, and then it's going to compound over time. All right, so now it's time for the fun stuff. The next 3 methods are the magic sauce that you're actually here for, I promise. Especially the last one. That's a really good hack that I'm really excited to share with you. But first we have method number 2, which is creating binge-worthy content with the bucket strategy. So the bucket strategy is basically where you post a bunch of videos that is very related to each other. So they flow into each other very well. For example, I might have a bucket on my channel that's called How to Grow on YouTube. So all the videos I post in that bucket is all about how you grow on YouTube. So that could be this video, for example, about watch time. It could also be how to make better thumbnails. It could be about how to be good on camera, all sorts of stuff like that. So when a viewer watches one of these videos, then it's pretty natural to also want to watch the other videos as well. Because we know that if people want to get more watch time on their channel, then they most likely also want to improve other things about their YouTube channel. So they might want to improve their lighting, they might want to be better on camera, and all sorts of stuff like that. So by making content in these buckets, people are much more likely to binge watch your content, and YouTube is also much more likely to show them more of your videos if they watched one of your videos, because they can see that people usually watch a series of videos. And then a really good hack you can use to really take this to the next level is by using end screens. So what you want to do is, once you've filmed a video that's on a certain topic, then you want to pitch the next video that would make sense for them to watch. And the trick here is not to mention multiple videos, because once you give people multiple options, then the conversion rate will drop dramatically. So just have one really strong pitch to one specific video that really makes sense that they watch next. So for example, if I in one video talk about camera gear and how that can improve your video quality, then the next video I'm pointing to could be how to improve your lighting, because that could be a really obvious next step for them. And then what you can do is take all those videos from that bucket and put them into a playlist, because the playlist is pretty much the glue for your bucket. It signals to YouTube and your audience that all these videos are related and it's all about the same topic. And the cool thing about playlists is that they are, first of all, searchable. So they actually show up when people search for something on YouTube. So make sure you actually use searchable terms when you name the playlist. And then it also makes it really easy to navigate your channel and figure out what kind of buckets you're making videos about. And the playlists also have an autoplay feature. So whenever you play a video inside of a playlist, then when your video is done, then it's going to autoplay the next video on that playlist, which is also obviously going to give you more watch time. And you actually also can pitch a playlist instead of a single video at the end of your videos. So instead of sending people to a single video that makes sense for them, then they can watch a full playlist, which is also also going to give you more watch time. So it's actually super simple, and you can even take it a step further. So instead of sharing just a single video through a deep link, you can actually grab the URL to the video in a playlist and then share that through the deep link. Because if you do that, then people will first of all watch the video as they should, and then once it's done, then the autoplay feature will kick in. So the viewer doesn't have to do anything at all. The next video in the playlist will automatically play, which of course will have a higher conversion rate in terms of getting people to watch more videos. And of course, this trick of sharing the video in a playlist is something that you can use across multiple platforms. So that's something I do quite a lot. Now, method number 3 is all about maximizing the watch time per video. And one of the ways you can do this is simply by making longer videos. Now, this is actually something that I've done a lot on some of my other channels. I have a bunch of channels that I did back in the day with a bunch of sound effects and stuff like that. And a lot of those videos were 2 hours, 5 hours, 10 hours, and even 24 hours long. And the problem on those channels was never ever to get enough watch time. I got plenty of that. I always reached the 4K hours of watch time really fast, and then the subs was pretty much always behind. And of course, you don't need to necessarily make a 10-hour video. That's a lot of work, but you could just make slightly longer videos than you do right now. So if you currently make maybe 10-minute videos, then you could just expand them to be maybe 20 minutes instead. But remember that the extra time should not be just extra fluff that you stuff into the video. If you do that, that's definitely not going to help you at all. So it doesn't matter if you make a 20-minute video if people drop off after 1 minute, because then you don't get any more watch time. So instead of just putting more stuff into your video, you need to actually find concept or a way to structure your video that actually fits with a longer format. But if you can do that, then you most likely will get much more watch time, because obviously if you make a 20-minute video, the opportunity to get more watch time is obviously much bigger than if you make a 10-minute video. Because if you make a 20-minute video, the maximum amount of time that people can watch is 20 minutes. And if you have a 10-minute video, obviously the maximum is 10 minutes. Now, there's a couple of ways that you can actually use this tactic without actually changing your video format. And one of the ways to do that is by repurposing content. That's actually something that I have done a lot on my biggest channel, Jacob's Vocal Academy. On that channel, I have posted a bunch of single exercises that in itself got a lot of views. And I could put all of these exercises into a playlist where people could mix and match those exercises and do them in a certain order that they chose themselves. But I also chose to make compilation videos with really good titles where I had these single exercises in a certain order to reach a specific goal. And the funny thing is that these compilation videos is actually the ones that really took off and gave me the most amount of views. So by using this tactic, you can get a lot more content out there, you can get a lot more views and a lot more watch time without doing much more work. And you could actually also do this the other way around and repurpose your long form videos into short form content. Now, this is not something that's going to give you more watch time directly, that's going to go towards the monetization requirements, but the YouTube Shorts will still gain you subscribers that hopefully will also watch your long form content and thereby give you more watch time. Now, that doesn't always happen, but that's something you need to play around with and see if you can get those short form viewers to also watch your long form content. Because sometimes short form viewers just want to watch short form content and long form viewers want to watch long form content. But if you can somehow make the format in a way where people want to watch both, then that's a really good way to do it. And the cool thing about YouTube Shorts is that you can actually put a related video on your YouTube Shorts, and then people can click on that and go from your little short clip from your long form content, then go directly to your long form video and watch that. So by doing that, your short form content is just going to be a short trailer for your long form videos. So that's also a really good way to get more views and more watch time without doing much more work. Method number 4 to get more watch time is a really cool hack that I've been using a ton lately, and that is using deep links whenever I share my YouTube videos. So for example, if I want to share my YouTube video in an Instagram story, then whenever people click on the link, then Instagram will open the video directly in their own browser. So the viewer is not logged into their account and it's just a horrible viewing experience. So instead of just sharing the link as it is, you want to use deep links. And by using a deep link, you basically make sure that whenever people click on the link, it opens directly in the YouTube app. And that just makes it a way better viewing experience. And it's also super easy to just click subscribe because they are already logged into their account. And of course, there are a lot of ways to create these deep links, but the way I usually do it is by using something called Link Twin. So all I need to do is just grab the YouTube link to my video and then put it into Link Twin, and then it will create a deep link. And that's the new link I want to share with my audience. So it's actually super simple, and if you don't get more than 1,000 clicks, then the free version will be by far enough. Now, earlier in this video, I mentioned how effective it is to post longer videos to increase your watch time per video, but it not only gives you more watch time, it also makes you a lot more money. And I want to show you how much more that actually is. So now go and click on this video right here, because in that video, I'm going to break down exactly what difference the longer videos did to my biggest YouTube channel and how much the longer videos made compared to the short ones. So go and watch that video right now, and then I'll see you in there. Bye.